Buenos dias y bienvenidos a todo. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta, where we provide spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Scheer, and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for the live Zoom meeting, please contact me for the link and the password, or go to our website, www.cslpv.org, and you'll find the link on the weekly talk section. So today is Sunday, December 17th, 2023, and we are continuing with our monthly topic for December, which is living as wholeness. The topic for this week is In the Name of Wholeness, Enriching the World. So at this time, I'd like to once again welcome everyone, including those that are new to our teaching and to our center here in Puerto Vallarta. Whether you are here on the live Zoom call or watching the replay at a later time, we teach a philosophy that honors all faiths, all paths, all traditions. So no matter where you are on your path, know that it is the right one for you. Everyone is welcome here, and we value each and every one of you. We teach a philosophy called the science of mind, and it's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom. We offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth, and we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can appreciate the great oneness that is within each and every one of us. When Dr. Ernest Holmes was asked to provide a concise definition of this teaching, he replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. So each week, we offer an inspirational message. And we are meeting both on Zoom at 10 a.m., but also in person at 12 p.m. on Sundays. So please come join us and hang out after the service for some great conversation with like-minded people. So each week we start with our news and our updates for our center. So if you're interested in learning more about the Science of Mind teaching, we will be offering new courses in January and a new and interesting workshop. So connect with me or check out our website for further details. And please let me know if there's a specific course, workshop, or even a book study that you would be interested in taking. And we'll be sure to add that to our calendar as well. And if you would like to have a one-on-one connection for spiritual mind treatment to assist you with whatever is happening in your life or you would like to have happen, or if you are finding that this time of the year is just a bit challenging, then connect with me for a one-on-one experience of a spiritual mind treatment. If you would like to commit to being a member of the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta for this upcoming year, or if you would like to be on our board of trustees, then please contact me as well to receive the current application form. I'd also like to remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page and like them as well. Thanks. So as we do each week, let's together review our purpose, vision, and mission statements. We have a brand purpose here each week, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. We do this by means of our vision, creating the life you desire. And this is supported by our mission to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And more on these can be found on our website as well. So the American writer Henry Miller said, the moment one gives close attention to anything, even a blade of grass, it becomes mysterious, awesome, and incredibly magnificent. By virtue of our holy place in the universe, we are charged with the world's enrichment. So the spiritual truth of wholeness is the foundation of our world and its residents. As citizens of this holy place, we are charged with holding the world in the light of peace, prosperity, and perfect action and wholeness. We share this love intelligence with the collective consciousness of all humankind, and simply, we do good work in the world. Our global vision with the Centers for Spiritual Living is this. We envision all people, all beings, and all life as expressions of God. We see a world in which every person lives in alignment with his or her highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other, a world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. We envision a world that works for everyone. So to perceive our world as whole and enriched, the atmosphere of a shared life, we must first cultivate a sense of wholeness within ourselves. We release perceptions of separation or insufficiency about our own life and instill the whole world with an energetic vibration of unity. In this consciousness, we are able to share love, passion, and dynamic activeness with everyone. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote this: we see the world piece by piece as the sun, the moon, the animal, the tree, but the whole of which these are the shining parts is the soul. From within or from behind, a light shines through us upon things and makes us aware that we are nothing, but the light is all. So in order to truly cultivate that depth of belief and trust, we must be pure of mind. We must be clear of our own inherent wholeness and our personal identity. As we hear false notions and misconceptions about ourselves, we contribute to the healing of the planet. In The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes wrote, "The universe is a perfect, undivided whole, and healing can take place only when one is unified with it. How can anyone then be healed in part? Let us seek wholeness above all else." So last Sunday, I went to the beach for the first time since February. Now, most of you think that that's no big deal. But as most people only come here for a beach vacation during the winter months, but I live here full time. And I would typically go once a week. So what prevented me from going this year? Fear. Not fear of the beach, but fear of falling. If you recall, I slipped and fell this past February on the steps outside right in front of my house, and I broke my leg in 3 places. Yes, it was a long recovery for the bones, muscles, and tissues to heal, but the fear of falling again remained. I was afraid to walk downstairs, to going up and down hills, and walking on the cobblestone roads. That left me stuck inside my house. You see, I live on the 3rd floor of a building with no elevator in the hilly part of town where the roads are all cobblestone. So I didn't get out much unless absolutely necessary. But a friend of mine came last week and invited me to the beach, like many times we've done together in the past. On Sunday, I had to go out and run some errands with my boyfriend, and as I normally do, I'd take my cane. He told me I no longer needed it, but I argued that I needed it for my security while walking. He was holding my hand and rebutted that he was my security. Well, this gave me a greater sense of comfort and confidence that I didn't need to depend on my cane as much. My decision to go and meet my friend at the beach helped me to get over that fear. And I had regained my confidence and my sense of wholeness. So going to the beach for me was a big deal. So what fears do you need to overcome in order for you to feel your wholeness? Richard Bach wrote this: dwell in the world which you have created. Hold what you hold in your heart shall be true, and what you most admire that you shall become. You are life, inventing form. So we must have a deep understanding and awareness of our true nature, of our existence, and our interconnectedness with all things. Other terms we might hear are enlightenment, self-realization, or awakening. Often we may feel a deep sense of connection beyond our physical self, along with a deep feeling of inner peace and contentment. Some people get this feeling while out in nature, among the trees in the forest, or while scuba diving or snorkeling among the fish and the coral reefs. Others may feel it when they are in close contact with their loved ones, or standing in an empty field at night, staring up at the starry sky. People who have undergone spiritual realization often report a profound understanding of universal truths or insights into the nature of reality. Charles Fillmore said that spiritual realization means at oneness, completion, perfection, wholeness, repose, resting in God. At one-ment with God brings a lasting joy that cannot be taken away. So have you ever meditated or visualized seeing our planet from outer space? The view of the whole planet Earth from space symbolizes a birth of consciousness. Astronauts were transformed as they gazed upon the planet from a new perspective. The picture reminds us that we have one incredible planet to care for, and it reminds us that life truly is a unity. Rusty Swackart became an astronaut in 1963 and served on the lunar module as a pilot for Apollo 9. As he circled the globe, identifying places like Los Angeles, Houston, and North Africa, he possessed his process of identifying with the whole world began to shift. You begin to recognize that your identity is with the whole thing, he said. You look down and can't imagine how many borders you cross, and you don't even see them. People killing each other over imaginary lines. But you see it as a whole, and it's so beautiful. And you wish that you could take individuals from each side in various conflicts, one in each hand, and say, look at it from this perspective. what's important. Then, in doing a spacewalk and being in that incredible silence and beauty, he said, I felt like I was a sensing point for humankind. I recognize that we are all a piece of this total life. And Teddy Roosevelt, during the toughest time of his administration, had a certain practice. When a tough day would end, he would take members of his staff and walk outside and search the night sky until he found the small square of Pegasus. And Roosevelt would recite this same line every night. Pointing to Pegasus, he would say, "This is the spiral galaxy of Andromeda. It is as large as our Milky Way. It is one of 100 million galaxies. It consists of 100 billion suns, even larger than our own." And then Roosevelt would smile and say, "Now, I think we can handle our problems. Let's go to bed." Roger Teal said this, "The world is charged with the grandeur of God. So in the gifts of perfection, the gifts of imperfection, Howard Thurman said, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. So what can we do to enrich the world? You might ask yourself, what can I contribute to help others, my community, and the planet as a whole? We can volunteer in our children's classroom, or at a senior center, or at the local community center, monitoring or mentoring others to promote literacy and lifelong learning. We can adopt sustainable practices in our daily life or participate in environmental conservation efforts. We can support organizations working towards social justice and advocate for equal rights and opportunities, and educate others about the importance of fairness and inclusivity. Being involved in your local community can foster a sense of collaboration and a greater sense of community. So be a positive force in the lives of those around you. Foster empathy and understanding towards each other, and practice kindness in your daily interactions. In The Care of the Soul, Thomas Moore wrote this, ruins, like the old farm equipment and pastures, show us that something remains of beauty in a thing when its function has departed. Soul is then revealed as though it had been hidden for years under well-oiled functioning. Soul is not about function, it's about beauty and form and memory. Things suffer as a person would when they are reduced to their functions. Care of the world soul, therefore, requires that we see things less for what they can do and more for what they are. In The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes said, what the world needs is a spiritual conviction, followed by a spiritual experience. I would rather see a student of this science prove its principle than to have him repeat all the words of wisdom that have ever been uttered. So in this spirit, we see our earth home as whole, and then prove this worldview by taking action. Our work, service, and our relationships are carried out in spiritual certainty. And I'll leave you with this final quote from Ken Wilber. There is only consciousness in all directions, absolute and all-pervading, radiant through and as all conditions, the source and suchness of everything that arises moment to moment, utterly prior to this world, but not other than this world. All things are just a ripple in this pond. All arising is a gesture of this one. And that leads us to our affirmation for the week. My awareness of my oneness with the universe, our planet, and every blade of grass inspires and guides me in my enrichment of the world. And so now it's time for giving back what we are spiritually fed. So if you have been nurtured by the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta, please consider donating. You can donate either through PayPal or Tidely on our website, www.cslpv.org. And you'll find the donate link buttons both on the landing page and on the page for the replay of the weekly talks. Alternatively, if you still like to write out paper checks, you can do so by addressing them to CSLPV number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, V1Y 8N1. And now, if you would like to join me in our offertory affirmation. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So thank you for coming and sharing this time together, especially during this time of year when we are approaching the winter solstice, being the shortest day and the longest night of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, when the Earth's North Pole is tilted farthest away from the sun. The word solstice is derived from the Latin word sol, which means sun, and sistere, which means to stand. Winter solstice is also known as the day the sun stands still. Although we may not see much of the sun at this time of the year, we know that it still shines brightly, whether we see it or not. So let's remember that the light is also within each of us, and it's up to us to share our light. Be kind to everyone and extend that kindness and cheer throughout the year and every day moving forward. Let's continue with practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. So may love and peace be with you. Blessings to all. Namaste.